Alright lads, so as I'm sure you can tell from the video title of the video you're watching and the very obvious video title of the video I'm watching, I'm doing a VOD review. And a funny thing, I actually did VOD review this already. I was about 6 races in, then I realized my mic was muted for the entirety of it. So I'm having to record it for a second time. So I pretty much already know what I'm going to say for like half the races in this VOD. But yeah, I know a lot of you guys like me doing the review sections at the end of my competitive matches. And a lot of the time I just don't bother doing them. And I usually get a bit of stick for it because you guys do like the review sections a lot. And I just figured I'm going to VOD review this. I mean, why not just turn it into a video? That way then the entire video is essentially a review section. Problem sorted. But yeah, without further ado, let's start up the video. So the first track we played, if I can get to it, yeah, Rainbow Road. Okay, so now I've got a strategy, a bit of a shameless strategy that I always like to go for at the beginning of this track. I stop for a dodge. I just stop and try and get a dodge. It's simple as that. Because I feel like bagging this track at the very beginning and just securing yourself a really good pull early on is very, very strong on this track, and not many people are doing it right now. Now I'm making this video, more people are going to do it. Maybe the strat will get worse. I don't know. But yeah, as you can see here, I get a Mega Mushroom after my shrooms, which is very, very good. And every time I get this kind of pull, whether it's a star in pocket instead or just any kind of dodge, I always have a certain game plan when I get this kind of pull. So yeah, not much actually goes on for a long duration of this race. Good thing to note on this cut is that I play it safe and I do a charge jump over the gap. It is actually faster to do a trick over this gap, but with the situation I was in, I had this Mega Mushroom in a ridiculously good spot. I just kind of figured my priority here is just not falling off the track instead of trying to go as fast as I possibly can, you know, taking unnecessary risks or whatever. Even with doing the slow version, I was still in 4th. So yeah, obviously doing the fast version of this would be worth it if you're in 1st, you're trying to build as much of a lead as you can, kind of thing. But in my situation, especially when there's loads of people next to me that could bump me off, I'd rather just do a charge jump and play it safe, to be completely honest. But yeah, I'm able to get this up into 4th, which is kind of insane. And then the upcoming section is where I'm going to use my mushrooms, so yeah, what I always do is one mushroom here. Yeah, one mushroom here. In this little turn in the grass. And then I use another one in this off-road cut with the ramp. And then I always save one shroom and a mega and my dodge. I always have a shroom before my dodge, just in case, you know, if I get spammed by a mid-pack item or Reddit or something, I'll have the shroom for recovery, so I'll still be in a good spot. No matter what happens. Like, yeah, for example, if that boomerang hit me, it wouldn't have been a big deal because I would have had the mushroom to recover, like, immediately. But yeah, so I'm basically holding this dodge for after this glider section. As you can see, there's not been a shock yet, which is very, very common on this track. Sometimes you'll get shocked on the water section previously. That's very rare, but it can happen. That's like by far the earliest point there can be a shock, usually on this track, and it's really uncommon, so I wouldn't bank on it. This section right here, this is by far the most common shock spot, because usually by the time players get shock, it gets to a point where this is by far the best place for them to use it, because it's usually either they can either chain it into this item set, which gets everybody on the glider, so it effectively does nothing. Or they can chain it into this set, getting everyone after the glider and in the shortcut. So I always use my dodge here. Also because just using a power item here is just so valuable. It's just so good, even if you don't have a dodge. I mean, look at the amount of time I'm saving. I draft Xander here. It's like really fast because the draft speed stacks on top of the mega speed. It's insane. I save so much time, and I'm just in 1st for shrooms anyway. There was no shock, and it's still really good for me. So yeah, right now, I am just in the winning seat. Like, I've got shrooms in 1st. I can gain some distance on Xander. He won't red me, because if he does, he's probably going to get blued for it. Yeah, perfect situation. And then I get shocked. That's pretty unlucky. It's still nice to be in 1st, because this is just a front-running track from now on. But yeah, the shock's unfortunate. Getting the horn does make up for it, though. I mean, shrooms would be 10 times nicer because I could just shroom on the glider here, build a lead, but horn is the next best thing. It's a blue dodge. Blue is the #1 item that takes me out first, so getting a horn is really good. So yeah, I'm kind of in a situation now where I'm just kind of driving. I just need to focus on my driving, that's it. And I think I kind of clock on, because if you look at my coin count, I've got 7 coins, and I noticed Xander behind me was catching up to me a little bit, so I took the assumption, oh, he's probably got more coins than me. So, you know, I had to step on the gas, pretty much. Yeah, so the rest of this is just me driving as fast as I can. I do get this gap jump shortcut. This is very important to know on Rainbow Road, because this saves a ton of time. He got it behind me, so yeah. He'd just maybe be beating me if I don't get this, but I'll show you a good visual cue to get onto the wall. So you want to get on. You see this line that I'm pointing my mouse at? You want to do a right hop onto the wall a bit before that. Like I do here. Like just a bit before that line. And then you want to hop off the wall as late as you can. And then when you get to this pole, you want to trick off the right side of it preferably. And once you do, then you want to start going right, just focusing on getting to the main road. If you bonk the fence when you land, it's fine. As long as you just make it back onto the main road, like you've nailed it. That's all that matters. And yeah, what's gonna happen is honestly the highlight of the entire Mogi. So I get redded. I have to horn the blue still. He gets triple greens and trails me. I'm redded on top of that. Oh, but it gets worse. It gets worse. I'm redded again. And I'm almost megged. I'm very nearly megged on top of that. And you think I'm going to get 7th? I somehow get 6th. But yeah, we're going to look back and see what I maybe could have done to avoid this. So what I'm seeing is that... So the red's there, and the blue's there. And after the red hit me, the blue reached me like very, very soon after. So I think it would have been close. I might have had to slow down for it, but I think I could have gotten both of them with the horn. I just didn't react to the red in time. It was just a misplay. It happens. I just didn't react to the red in time. Or maybe in that, I can't really remember. Maybe in that situation, I just thought, oh, it's just better if I take the red than horn the blue. Which, in fairness, this would have worked if he doesn't get greens. That is like one of the only items he kills me with there, which is really unfortunate. If he gets like a single banana or something, I can maybe avoid it. But yeah, triple greens, I'm just not getting around that at all. But yeah, I think looking back, I think my only way out of this is just... Well, there's one more. I could have maybe let Xander pass me and then horned it. But again, I'd probably beat him if he doesn't get green. So I don't think it's a good place to go for. I think just in general, I should have reacted quicker because I could have gotten both of them still. It happens. Not going to play perfect. But yeah, that was a funny sequence of events after I just got comboed into the ground. I was honestly quite lucky to still get 6th, but yeah, that's just to go next. And yeah, the next track was Bones Burnouts, which, spoiler warning, this one went a lot better than the last race, thankfully. So yeah, I start off by just playing to draft at the start pretty much. As you can see, I have actually quite a bit of distance on a lot of players because I think a lot of players here just stop for shrooms, which makes sense because shrooms are very good on this track, but when too many people stop for shrooms, you find yourself, you know, stopping more and more, and then it gets to a point where you're just too far back to even benefit from having those shrooms. So me just hard running here was a good decision, I think. Like, I have a lot of space in second here, a lot more than I probably should. And yeah, getting these triple nanas is good as well, because this guy in first, if he has defense in pocket or something, he can't back me on the railing now. So I can just confidently focus on taking the fastest possible line, just like that. There you go. Don't have to worry in the slightest. And then I do outline him a bit here. I do some better strats. I hop off the top platform earlier, do that little turn skip. Yeah, to perform these, you want to release your mini turbo like when you get to this wooden platform, and then you want to trick right at the top left of this ramp, and you'll always make that. And then here, you want to trick on the left side of this this off-road. and you should be able to get the trick onto the wall. And then if you can as well, land before, there's a little bump there. I don't know if you can see it, there's a bump. But if you land before there, you can get an additional trick, and it's very fast. And yeah, pulling off those strats got me into near first. I'm about to be in first because I just got out of my way to trail both of these guys, which it gets me a break in first, which is worth it. And then, yeah, to do that, I had to go around the shortcut at the beginning. Because ordinarily, you wall ride here and you skip this turn. Something you should know though is it's not actually that much faster. A lot of the time, if you might get bumped off it, just don't go for this. Don't risk it, because I think this saves. This honestly might only save like 0.1. It saves nothing. And going around is nearly the same. So a lot of the time, you can just go around and play it safe. That's a really good one to know. Like, you don't have to take the wall ride cut there. But yeah, I'm in a good spot. I just have a green in first, just front running. I mean, my race kind of comes down to blue at this point because I don't have anything for the blue. But yeah, not much I can do about that. So the best I can do is just focus on driving as fast as I can. The bigger of a lead I have, the less detrimental a blue shell will be. That's kind of the mindset you have to have when you're in first. So I'm just completely focused on my lines. Like, even if you have a break in first, you need to drive as fast as you can because, you know, again, the more of a lead you have, the less bad a blue shell will be. And if you have a big enough lead, you can still keep first, you know, after you get blue shelled. And this feather's really good. This feather's really good, by the way. I showed it off in my recent worldwide online versus race video, but there's a really good feather cut you can do. There's a really, really good feather cut you can do at the end of this track. And it basically lets you take the ending shortcut via a glider. So yeah, we'll just skip to the end. Oh, there we go. So yeah, what you do is you stay on the top path here. You don't dive down early. You stay on the top path and then trick off this ramp or ride off this one. Let it automatically detach. And then you want to trick off this railing 90 degrees away from where the rail's actually facing so you don't stick to it. And then right after you trick, use the feather. And you'll land right on the glider. You don't want to use the feather too late, because if you use it too late, you'll just go over the glider. It's happened to me before. The feather takes you really high there, but yeah. If you have a feather, this one's really, really good to know. Because this is basically just as good of a shroom. Arguably better, because if you get shocked here, shocks on gliders do nothing, remember that. Shocks on gliders do nothing, so if you get shocked here, you just gain so much time on everybody else. It's ridiculous, but yeah. Look at the lead I got myself for taking that feather cut, so yeah, it's a good one to know. Really good one to know. And I think this one, yeah, got me into tied first, which was very, very nice. You'd love to see it. Yeah, on to the next race. Oh, Dandelion Depths. Okay, I remember this one. So I decided to just hard run this from first. I could have gone for mushrooms, and I think a lot of the lobby do. Let me try and get back to my rear view. Like you can see, I've already got a nice bit of space to myself in first. And that's because literally everybody behind me went for mushrooms. And I just figured, I don't really want to do that because I think everybody else in the room is going to do that. Because I saw on Bones Burnout, a lot of people went for mushrooms. And I just figured they're probably going to do the same here. So I was just like, I'm just going to hard run and try and get myself a lead in first. And yeah, that's what happened. And I'm just able to keep first extremely comfortably. And yeah, not much really happened here. It's just kind of me keeping first. Oh, there is a good point I want to make here. I got coin block. This is an incredible pull. Now, on the surface, it might not seem like that because, oh, no, he's got no defense. He's going to get red shelled, but look at my coin count. I get 11 coins right off the bat. And most of the people behind me probably have like 3 or 4 at most. Like, they don't have much. So I'm just immediately outcoining the lobby by a lot, which just lets me build a nice lead into first. And the chances of me getting redded anyway are really low because obviously second place reds in this game are actually not that common at all. And even if they get one, 9 times out of 10, they won't red you unless they're not very smart because they don't want to get blued. They just don't really want to get blue shelled. So yeah, oftentimes if you get this pull at the beginning of a race, it's really good for you. I was just able to build myself a pretty comfortable lead. I think unfortunately here though, a lot of people got shrooms, like the entire room. So yeah, I'm just in 6th, but hey, I'm in 6th. I'm in a spot to get shrooms myself, and I've got a very, very nice coin count. So I'm in a great spot this race, and I just get red shells. I just get to just kill the entire room, I suppose. I get a bit of revenge on Xander for the last race. And yeah, I'm pretty much playing the mushroom game right now because this track heavily revolves around that ending shortcut. Like, if you get triple mushrooms, you've basically hit the jackpot. Yeah, we get a cheeky bomb snipe there. Bit of a dodgy driving because I've got to avoid the biddy buds. And I believe here I get the jackpot pull. I do. 4 shrooms is almost the best pull I could have gotten in 5th. The only thing that would have been better is if I got a ghost in pocket. You can get triple shrooms ghost in 5th, which is like ridiculously good. I didn't get that, but 4 shrooms is like more than good enough. So now I'm in a situation of I'm in 5th. I'm probably not getting anything better than this anytime soon. The chances of me getting anything better than this are really low. So I'm pretty much just driving with these and praying. Kind of praying for no shock. If there's no shock, I'm getting a good race. And well, that's foreshadowing because, well, yeah, there you go. There was a shock. I also got redded before that. Let me show that. Yeah, I got redded before it, but I had the mushroom for recovery. It was mostly the shock that killed me. So that puts me in a tricky situation because now my entire race, because of that ending shortcut, is pretty much relying on this last item set. And drumroll, what am I going to pull? Ooh. Yeah, blue shell. Not that good. I suppose here, I could have gone for one of these doubles. Because I go super wide for it. It probably puts me in a lower spot as well, increasing my chances of getting mushrooms. Or just anything to take the cut. I played really risky. And I got a blue shell for it. If I got even one mushroom here, it would have been worth it. But sometimes you just can't gamble. You just have to take the highest possible odds. And then, yeah, it wasn't looking too bad. I think this one really went tits up at the end. Because, yeah, Vantox horned this guy, and then he didn't do the charge jump, so I overtook him. And then he just redded me. So it's a bad race for me. Yeah, I got 11th. So I think I just should have gone for a wide double last set. Like, shrooms are so unbelievably important that in this situation, going for a wide double just to slightly increase my chances of getting one, it's just worth it. Because as you can clearly see, I'm just guaranteed to get a bad spot if I don't get mushrooms. So I might as well do everything in my power to get some. But yeah, it's unfortunate. And I think that put me in tied 3rd. Also 3 points off 8th. So it's good, but it's not great. And Peach Stadium is an interesting one. I'll show you how I play this one at the beginning. So there is a very big shortcut, shroom shortcut at the beginning. And what I do is I just drive into first set, hard commit to getting mushrooms. If I get them, I front run. If I don't, I bag. And as you can see, I didn't get any. So I'm bagging this race. I got that box in like 6th or 7th. So that is quite unlucky I didn't get any. And I got a single red instead. A single red is not that good at all. But this track isn't exactly awful to bag. So I didn't mind it too much. Me going for this play at the beginning, like just hard committing to the shroom basically means I'm either in a great spot in the front or I'm just bagging. So I usually go for this. But yeah, to the bagging POV, I immediately get triple shroom star. It's not too bad. I'm in last. And I am thinking I probably could have ran these up. I mean, I'm looking at the spot I have them in. And like these people are bound to be stopping. So I could have maybe ran these up, but I got kind of greedy. Decided to go for something else instead. Did I have to stop much for a box here? I got a 9th place. That's not good. I did have to stop quite a bit. And yeah, I didn't get another dodge. I think I could have ran those up, to be honest. Yeah, I think I maybe could have ran up that star. Honestly, I think I played that wrong. But yeah, you're going to be seeing an overbagging POV now because I made that decision. Like, I just have to stop because not having a dodge is really, really unoptimal. And I got a Mega Mushroom. Okay, so now I'm in a situation of I kind of have to dodge shock to catch up because the tops are very broken away. And the back of the pack are really far back. So I have this Mega and I'm thinking If I get shocked after this item set here, it's not that bad because the next item set's not that far away and I can get a double item box from that set. But then I'm thinking if I get shocked after the last item set, that's terrible because the next item set is miles away and there are no double boxes. It's only single boxes on the first set. So I'm just thinking here, I'm going to use this Mega after the last set and play around a shock there. And as you can see, it worked out. Bang, there you go, dodge. I think the guy in last also figured that. I'm pretty sure the Shy Guy had it, and I was suspicious that he would have the shock. It might have been one of these two, actually. I'm not too sure. I don't really know who had the shock, but whoever had the shock probably realized that shocking last set is so much better than the previous set. Because last set is arguably the most crucial set on the entire track, so shocking everyone into last set rather than after it just isn't that good. And then, yeah, I've got a golden here, which gets me right up in the front. I just avoid Vantox's star, which is quite lucky. And then I get a god pull. Those triple reds are insane because, look, I'm in second with them now. That guy's just backing off. He wants nothing to do with me. And then I could just spam red out soon, but I'm thinking there's kind of no need because he's just going to drop anyway, and I can just keep all three of my reds if he drops. Because he's not going to stay in first if I've got triple reds behind him, is he? And lo and behold, he's out of there. He's out of there. Honestly, a lot of the time, if you just have reds behind someone and they're in a position to drop, just let them. Like, you don't have to play aggro. Especially because if someone gets a red behind me and I don't have all three of my reds, there's a chance it hits me on a turn. Like, just having all three of my triples is just... It's just so nice. It's just so safe. Until they get ghosted. That was very unlucky. I'm pretty sure the guy in second had a ghost because, look, he's right there. I spot him. I'm like, oh my god, he's right there. And I'm just going so wide here. I just need to give that guy all the space in the world. And yeah. Soon also has greens behind me. I'm trying to pause when I'm looking behind me, but hold on. I'll try again. Oh my god. There we go. Soon has greens behind me. And those greens aren't going to reach me if I'm tight on this turn, but once he gets to the straightaway, the last straightaway, he's probably chucking those at me. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going to commit to my line on this turn, and as soon as we get to the straightaway, I'm going super wide. I'm not taking any chances. So yeah, watch this. Immediately going wide. I'm just not taking any chances. He does throw up the greens, I think. And then I do end up getting third, which maybe I get second if I stay tight. Do I want to risk it? No chance. No chance. Third's good. You take third any day of the week. Yeah, I was quite lucky there was shock in play because honestly, I think the bag has overbagged that race. If there was not a shock in play, that race probably wouldn't have gone as well. Oh, Peach Peach. Now, I don't like Peach Peach. And the reason for that is this track almost always, from my experiences, comes down to shock on lap 3, which lap 3 is just like the two straight lines of water. It's basically an intermission. And shock always comes at either the second to last set or the last set. And a lot of the time, you have to take a 50-50 gamble. Is it going to be second to last set or is it going to be the last set? I don't know why I took a screenshot there, but yeah. So I'm just getting a dodge, and my game plan for this track always is I want to get double dodge. I just want to get double dodge because getting double dodge means I can cover for both second to last set and the last item set on lap 3. So I'm intense, so I'm like, I can get another dodge. So I try my luck, and what do I get? Triple shrooms. Bit unfortunate. And then we come up to the set, and I'm still in 10th. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to chain again because I can get another dodge in pocket, and then I can maybe chain the shrooms later again to try and get another dodge after my bill. I got a bill, which is very lucky. It could have been a golden, but thankfully it wasn't. The problem is, though, if I don't get another dodge after my bill, I can't exactly waste the bill. So I am like really reliant on this chain. Hit the box for fun. So we'll see what I get. Golden, yeah. Okay, so now I'm in a situation of, is shock going to be at this item set or at this item set? I just have to take a complete chance. And I decide to go for second to last set. Just go big or go home. Especially because I looked back here and I just saw people in the back were just holding air. So I'm like, there's such a good chance one of them has shock. And I left it late, just so in case they're shocked early, I'm still shocked into the set. So yeah, I went in the bill. And there was no shock, spoiler. There was no shock, unfortunately. So now I'm in a tricky situation because I'm really thinking there's going to be a shock here. So I noticed the pack's kind of close. I'm just going to play it safe. I'm just going to drop. And then last uses the bill, I'm like, okay, there's no shock probably. And I just start going. And then lo and behold, oh, there was a shock. And I think I know the culprit. This guy here, who used this horn. I think he maybe got it from the set and just mashed it. Yeah, I think he got Shock Bill and just mashed it, which is really unlucky. If he doesn't get Shock Bill last set, that is probably a very good race for me. I was going to catch up at the end, but yeah, that's just unfortunate. I'm going to be so real. This is kind of a gambling track. I mean, I would have had to put myself in a situation where if there's not a shock, I'm getting a bad race to dodge that. Like, I literally would have had to put myself way behind the pack to dodge that shock, which just isn't worth it because a lot of the time there's just not going to be a shock there. Yeah, honestly, this one's just a gambling track. I wish Peach Beach was better. I wish I could like it, but... Because I really like lap 1 and 2 of this track, but that lap 3... I mean, lap 3 is basically an intermission, and it always comes down to shock, man. It always does. I do get some comments from people saying, oh, Liam, you just complain about the tracks you lose on. But, dude, I think you can understand me on this one a little bit, bro. You know, this is not the best gameplay in the world. It's just gambling, dude. I hate it. But, yeah, enough complaining about that. On to the next race. Yeah, what do we get next race? Let's see. Ooh, got a bit of Dino. This track has grown on me a lot recently, but... shock could be very powerful on this track on lap 3. Since, you know, there is that one massive shortcut. But yeah, okay. This is great. I'm in the winning situation right now because I got shrooms by far in the highest spot. And if I can keep these, I can take this track's massive shortcut on all 3 laps. As long as I can just, you know, not fall off the track. Lo and behold, I fall off the track though. Let's see what caused it. So, yeah, I just mistimed my 3rd trick. I think I needed to do this a bit earlier, maybe? I don't know. Honestly, this usually works for me. I can just kind of do this naturally, but sometimes I'll just fail it and I'll look at it. I'll be like, damn, do I trick earlier or later? I don't know. This is one I've got to hit the TTs, man. I've TT'd this track a little bit, but... I'm not an expert, so sometimes I do just do stuff like that. But yeah, I've got to bag this track, which can work. It's not ideal, though. Because oftentimes, I mean, it's kind of happening right now. The pack splits a lot, and you can fall just too far behind very easily. And yeah, I get a bill in my first slot, which just isn't good. So I just have to spam it. If I got the bill after my mushrooms, it would have been good. But this is not the most ideal pull, so I've got to drop again for a dodge. Drop into 10th, yeah. Let's see what I get. I think I get the dreaded golden mushroom. I do. Yeah. So now I'm in a situation where I still need to get a dodge, and that leads to me stopping. That guy wants to stop as well. We just start overbagging. It's a pain. Hate to see it. But I do get a star, so I am rewarded for it. And, you know, now I'm like, okay, I have a dodge. I'm really far back. I just need to catch up because look how far back I am. I mean, first place is approaching the finish line. I'm just way too far back at this moment in time. And, okay, I make a really silly play here. So, Vantok stops, and I pop my star because I think he has shock. But let's look back at that. So, look. He starts stopping, but if he had shock there, I don't think he'd stop. Because look how far back we are already. If he had shock there, he's not stopping. He's just going. So, I don't know why I thought he had shock. That was a really, really bad play of me. And then I made another really bad play here. I decided to golden early and just bank on getting shrooms from this set in 8th. You'd never guess. I don't get shrooms. What do I get instead? Yeah, blue shell. Oh, this race is just full of bad plays. I think this might be my worst race of the event. I just should not have taken the chance to golden early. Like, okay, it's good if I get shrooms, but I'm just putting myself in a gambling situation. Like, I'm just relying my entire race on luck, which a lot of the time you shouldn't really do. And then, shock. Yoshira's coming up. His vehicle lags a lot. Like, you can see his vehicle just, like, speeding ahead. I think he might be in a bill. I don't know. I think he's in a build, but it's just not appearing on my screen. Like, yeah, look at the bat. He's just speeding ahead. Look at him. What's going on? I think he was just in a bullet bill and it wasn't appearing on my screen. But yeah, either way, that is just last. Kind of deservingly so. I played that pretty atrociously. I mean, my item strategy was just awful. Like, I played around shock really poorly. The non-existent shock, that is. Fell off in first when I was honestly in a winning situation, lap 1. That was a shambles, but, you know, everyone makes mistakes, is what it is. We learn from it and we move on. That's why I'm VOD reviewing, you know? So I can look back, acknowledge my mistakes, and hopefully not do that again. And, oh, Mario Circuit. What a great and fun track. That was a sarcasm, by the way. I don't like this track at all. But yeah. At the beginning of this one, I always bag, always go for triple shroom star. I always try and get it as early as I can, which I am able to do here, I think. No, I get 6 shrooms. But luckily, nobody stops this, so I'm still able to get a bottom 3 chain, which is guaranteed to be good. And I think I do get a star this time. Yeah, I'd like to get a star as early as I can, because oftentimes on this track, people try and run and get mushrooms at the beginning. That's not going to work out for a lot of people, and then they'll stop at the later item sets, which is then when people start falling a bit too far behind. So if you can get this pull really early when the pack's close, oftentimes you can get your dodge item into a really good spot. Especially because of the upcoming shortcuts. You always want to use your mushrooms on Mario Circuit 2 or lap 2. Because they are by far the biggest shortcuts on the entire track, as you can clearly see. I immediately got into 5th with a star because I took all those shortcuts. So yeah, now I'm pretty much playing the shock game. Predicting shock on Mario Circuit, I always go late. I find in 12-player lobbies, Mario Circuit can oftentimes just go shockless. I feel like this track is very runnable because of that. But usually if there is a shock, it comes at the very last item set. It's very late. So every time I get a dodge, I always hold it for the very end of the track. And yeah, I got a coin block afterwards, which just isn't that helpful. So I'm pretty much relying solely on this star. And I got very lucky here. I want you to watch this. So as you can see, Soon has Reds right in front of me. I have to be really, really careful spacing. I have to like brake for him. And then Dugo comes up behind me and he's about to star me. So I'm just like, oh my God, I have to star right now. I star. I just dodged the shock. I just dodged that. Insane. If I was not forced to my start earlier, I would not have dodged that. Yeah, I'm able to take both of these shortcuts. That feather's really lucky because look, I can do this. And I think Dugo had a feather as well behind me. So he beats me if I don't pull that. And yeah, that's first place. I did learn something from this actually. So I usually hold my star to chain at the very last item set. But honestly, I think using it around here is probably a lot safer. Like using it right as you're approaching this sharp U-turn. Because you get to chain at this box. And you get to take this shortcut here, which is really, really powerful. And the only bad thing about it is that you don't get to take this cut. But oftentimes you will have more shrooms behind your star. I was kind of unlucky to get a question mark block because I caught up to a much higher spot previously than I thought I would have caught up to. I got up to 5th or 4th with my star. I got a 4th place box, which I usually don't catch up this much immediately. I'm usually in like 7th or something, which oftentimes you get a mushroom or triple shrooms. So yeah, I think using your star around here, I should probably get in the habit of doing more because I mean, it saved my bacon this race, and I think it's a bit better than saving it for the very, very, very end. That's very greedy. But yeah, overall, lucky break would take it. Nice. And what spot did that put me in? All 4th? Yeah, it's hard 4th from that. Not too bad. Oh, Bowser's Castle. I think I picked this the first. I did. Yeah, you could just see it. Okay, so one thing about Bowser's Castle is the starting shortcut. I like to do it from the bottom path. I know doing it from the railing is much easier, but the bottom path, if you practice it, can also be very consistent. And it's 0.3 seconds faster, which oftentimes can make a big difference. Like, look at this. I made the bottom path, so did Dugo. Dugo most likely would have trailed me there if I didn't make the bottom path cut. So making the bottom path cut was absolutely imperative to me keeping first place. And then I get a very good wall ride cut there, and yeah, I'm just keeping first. This track is arguably the best front runner in the game, and then if you're able to do the bottom path cut consistently, that's just kind of a free time save on the people going for the railing cut. So honestly, I would recommend learning it if you can. It's just a free advantage. you take any free advantage you can get. Can also get a little trick there at the end off the corner of the road. It's actually very easy to do. And yeah, I'm not going to red out soon because I don't want to get blue shelled. We're just going to back that red shell. And we go for the cut again. Psych! There's a shock. Yeah. Okay, also another good thing to know about this track. If there is a shock on Bowser's Castle, 9 times out of 10, it's coming before the cut. So after the first item set, 9 times out of 10, shock will be here. It's usually not on lap 2, but very, very often it's there, just on the last lap. So if you have a dodge, like if you get a dodge at the very beginning, honestly, I'd recommend you hold it until the first set on lap 3. Most of the time you'll dodge. That is by far and away the most common shock spot on this track. And oh dear, yeah, no, I remember this. Right, let's go over why I failed that. So yeah, starts at the cannon. So I was looking behind me and I saw Soon had a green shell. You could just see it up there. Soon had a green shell, and I'm thinking he's got such a good shot on me right before the wall ride cut. So when we get to the wall ride cut after the cannon, I'm kind of like maneuvering wide for it, and then I set myself up really poorly for the cut, and then yeah, that just happens. I think on the basis that I'm gonna fail if I do that, I just keep my line. I know that for next time now. I'm just gonna keep my line. I'm not gonna try anything before the cut, especially because he didn't even try and green me. And look at my item pull. Shroom coin block. That's like incredible because I can shroom ahead of Yoshira into first and then use the coin block. And then I'm in first on a max coin count, which, I mean, this is the best front running track in the game. So that is just kind of the winning seat. I could have put myself in the winning seat here. Instead, I fell off. Which, yeah, it happens, I guess. I'm full of mistakes this Mogi. It's why I'm VOD reviewing it, honestly. The reason I chose to VOD review this one is because I made a lot of mistakes. I'm just thinking, I need to look back at this and just see what I can do better on. But yeah, that golden pull was really lucky because, I mean, you just save so much time at the end if you have mushrooms. Yeah, I'm just straight back into fourth. Very, very nice. And then a little something happened here. So Soon's got a bomb in front of me and I'm kind of at the mercy of him because if he drops it before the cut, I'm dead. I'm just dead, right? And then he hits that banana, and I think at this point, I'm just like, okay, I'm not going for the cut anymore. It's too risky, but he lagged. He didn't actually hit it. So potentially I went around the cut for nothing, but I don't blame myself too much for playing it safe because I'm still in a good spot in fifth. If I got hit by that bomb and got like, you know, blocks before the cut, that would have been 10 times worse. So I think playing it safe there was okay, but getting no mushrooms here in fifth was kind of unfortunate. This horn isn't really doing a whole lot, the horn and the hammer. Shockingly enough, I do gain spots from not being able to take any of the cuts, though. And then here I'm expecting a mushroom. I get one. It's behind a horn, so I waste the horn to take the cut. And then, yeah, right as I use the horn, there's a red. And thankfully, I caught onto that red in time, so I could hold the mushroom for recovery. But yeah, that was quite unfortunate. I think the red got thrown right as I used my horn because I wanted to take the cut, which, I mean, on the basis there's not a red and I get to take the cut, I'm looking at this, I think I maybe get second. Yeah, because I was in third here. I overtake Vantox. I get second place here if I get to take the cut without getting redded, but yeah, it's just unfortunate. I had this room for recovery at the very least, so it wasn't too bad. We were still able to get fourth. I think me holding the horn maybe would have gotten me third. So taking that risk cost me a point. So I think it was worth it. It was just a bit unfortunate that the red came right as I horned. At least I was able to catch onto it in time to use the mushroom for recovery. Because if I did not have the mushroom for recovery, that could have been a lot worse. A lot worse. And oh, great question mark block of ruins. Now, if you watch the streams, you'll know that I don't like this track. I've been very vocal about, you know, I kind of think this track's overrated, to be honest. Now, I get if you like it, because it does have some very flashy shortcuts, but when you're playing it at a top level, everybody knows how to do these flashy shortcuts very easily, which a lot of them require mushrooms, like this starting one. So this track is kind of a glorified bagger, unfortunately. And, the classic Triple Shroom Star. I got this in the best possible spot. I was quite lucky at the beginning, because oftentimes, everybody will bag this, and it's really hard to get a box at the start. Oftentimes you'll stop too much and you'll get like a banana and a green shell or something. Thankfully, only a couple people stopped and a lot of people tried to run, so I was able to get a star in pocket very easily. And yeah, I've got a star in pocket here, and first is like, what, just over there? Like, first isn't far at all, so I've got a star in a really good spot. If I was driving here normally, I'd be getting like, what, hammer and horn from the last race probably. So yeah, this is best case scenario for me right now. And I somehow don't get trailed. Pretty much all I have to do now is focus on just not getting hit or not falling off the track. And I'm holding this star for the starting shroom cut on lap 3. That is by far the most common shock spot on the entire track. So yeah, I take the starting shroom cuts with my mushroom on lap 2, and then I am now exclusively holding the star for the start of lap 3. Like, my entire race is kind of banking on this. Because there can be lap 2 shocks here. It's very, very rare, though. Because people don't usually bag that hard on this track until, like, this point. Like, at this point, people are, like, you know, in bottom 2 and they probably could pull shock. But if they get it, they're not going to use it because, look, everybody's on the glider. If they use shock here, it does nothing. It does absolutely nothing. But if they use it later, they can target shock a lot of people on the starting shortcuts, which is a lot more worth it. Now, I'm figuring here, I don't want to use my star early like this guy did, because let's say this Baby Peach has it in last. There are people in Megas, you know, people in the back are slow on glider, so they're not going to be in a rush to use it particularly. So I just use mine as late as I can. And it ends up paying off. Yeah, I dodge. Yep. And I think Yoshua got like a ghost or something and just matched it, which, I mean, fair play. And yeah, I'm in a situation where I've got fire for plenty of defense against any red shells. And I've also got the feather, which, fun fact, you can cut this last turn with a feather. In my situation, I figured it's not really worth it, though, because I'm not catching Yoshua. The blue shell made it so maybe I could have, but before it got thrown, I figured it's not really worth the risk. I think it just got thrown, like, as I was approaching the shortcut when I already decided not to take it. Yeah. And also, third can pull triple reds in this game. This fire makes it so if he has triple reds, I don't get redded. So I'd much rather just hold my spot here, in all honesty. But yeah, if the blue shell came earlier, maybe I would have taken the feather cut, because then maybe I can beat Yoshua. But just in general, it's just so much better to play it safe, honestly. You take a second place there any day of the week. And that got me 3 points behind first place. And I'm in third. Ooh, not too shabby. Right, coming up to the last 3 races now. And we get, ooh, Wario's Galleon. Not Shipyard, Galleon. The British-English version. So, what I like to do on this track, little bit of a shameless strategy, is just stop at the beginning and try and get mushrooms, because mushrooms on this track are broken. And here, I thought Soon was going to take this box. I thought his vehicle was kind of lined up for it, but then he kind of turns right at the last minute, it feels like, and then takes my box, which is like, unfortunate. Then I get starred. Again, unfortunate. So I kind of got my ass kicked. I just have to bag this race now, which I like running this track, so that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I do. I don't know. Looking back, I mean, maybe I just hard run here still. Even if I get a 9th place box or something, there's still a really good chance I just get mushrooms. And this pack's still really close, so I can probably still catch up with it. I think maybe this race I overcommitted to bagging, which you'll see what I mean when we, you know, get into the race a bit more. But yeah, I get a mega first slot, which just isn't good. If I want a good item like that, I need it behind mushrooms, so yeah, saying that, I probably should have held my mushrooms and gone into set. But, I mean, I got the same pull anyway. I think I just would have gotten a golden behind my mushrooms anyway, so didn't matter too much. So yeah, I'm pretty much just fiending for a dodge item right now, because I don't want to put myself in a situation where if there's a shock, you know, it could screw me. And I'm finding it really hard to pull a dodge, which is bad because I keep on having to drop more and more and more for good items, which eventually is just going to put me too far back to catch up at all. And again, I get the mega first slot, which just isn't really that good. so I just waste it. I mean, to be fair, again, I probably maybe should have held the shrooms, but yeah. Getting the Mega in first slot and not the Golden in my first slot was not ideal in the slightest. And I think I took a 9th place. Yeah, I took a 9th place box here. You could probably guess what I got. You can probably take a wild guess. Yeah, the cursed gold shell. What are you gonna do? So yeah, I'm just in such a dire spot right now. I think at this point, I was just like, if I drop any more, I'm just too far back. I've just got to chance it and run, which is what I did. And yeah, when I'm in 8th place, then I get a dodge. This was really lucky, to be honest. This was really, really lucky. Because coming up to second set, this is by far the most common shock spot on the track, second set lap 3. Shock is very commonly used here, because you get a lot of people in that shortcut and everybody in the water, which is very slow. And I don't think that was a shock this time, but the start was still good because I got to take the shortcut. Not the best chain, but I could just chain it into the last set. Yeah, 6th place, what am I going to get? 4 shrooms, not bad. And I found myself in 5th. I think the entire front pack just died, I guess. So yeah, I'm just playing to live at the end right now. I'm just being really careful. Shroom off the ramp. Yeah, okay, there you go. That was just the survival game at the end. I can't really give myself much credit for what I did. I just kind of didn't shroom into the greens. My mission accomplished, you know, accomplished the bare minimum. All you need. And I beat all of my competition this race. I was winning. Yeah, this race got me into 1st, which was very, very good. It's still a close smoky, though. I mean, one bad race, I could get into 5th. You never know, so it wasn't comfortable at all. And what's the next track? Ooh, DK Spaceport. Okay. Guys, I'm not going to lie. This is just Excitebike with less tech. I've said it. That's my hot take. This is just Excitebike with less tech. Because Excitebike, you could be like fast at the ramp strats and really get ahead. You can't really do that on this one. It's just kind of shroom cuts. I always bag this one, and I kind of failed here. I was a bit hasty to take the boxes. I think I should have been a bit more patient. I should have stopped here, just stopped my vehicle here, parked here. Let this guy take the boxes, wait for him, and then I go and take the boxes, because right here, I could have had triple shroom star, which getting triple shroom star right off the bat on this track is insane, because trust me when I say people like to bag this a lot later on, making it very, very challenging to get a dodge item. As you can see, yeah, that guy's just immediately stopping. Thankfully, that guy didn't stop anymore, so I was able to get a 10th place box still, or 11th place, so I didn't see. Got a star. Very, very lucky. Okay. That very well could have been a golden. If that was a golden, I would have been in a bit of a tricky situation. So yeah, I always have a plan with this. What I like to do is obviously take cut there. And then coming up, I like to, yeah, chain my mushroom here and take the cut. If you can, when you have a mushroom on this track and you're taking a cut, oftentimes, like, all the item sets are right before a shortcut. So what you can do is chain your mushroom and take the shortcut at the exact same time. If you have a single mushroom, always do this. Whether it's by itself, you can chain into the double box, or if you have it, you know, in front of something, then you can just chain into a single box like I did. But yeah, and then I like to start this set because I find shock to be... Shock's fairly common here, and I feel like shock here can screw you over a lot more than it can at the very end. So I like it a lot. I was very unfortunate not to get any shrooms, by the way. I was in, yeah, I chained in 6th, so I could have gotten a single shroom, could have gotten triple shrooms, could have gotten a ghost. I got nothing to take the next cut with, which was quite unfortunate. So I was pretty much at the mercy of the people behind me who were shrooming up. This was a bit of a scary situation. I do hold that guy out of his build. That's it's kind of toxic. And yeah, somehow I'm keeping 5th here, or 6th. And I get mushroom, so I can just mushroom at the end, and then... Okay, watch this, watch this. Might be one of the best head bounces ever. They said the head bounces were bad, but, you know, that is the first time I've ever strategically head bounced over someone. And I did beat Vantox off that, by the way. So that is very good. By the way, a lot of you did ask, Liam, is charge jumping faster, like when you charge jump after a shroom boost? And I believe it is when you're like uphill. Like, I think, like, we were a bit uphill here, so I think it is faster. I think it depends on that. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but generally when I'm, like, uphill, I go for these charge jumps and it works. So, yeah, of course, we had to clip the head bounce. Yeah, and that was good because I beat everybody I needed to. All the people close to me in points got a bad race. I think Yoshua got a good race, but he was still 11 points behind me, so that was fine. And then I beat Dugo, I beat the JP guy, I beat Soon. Just a great race in general. I gained on everybody I needed to, pretty much. Yeah, I don't have much to say about this track, though. I mean, running it can work. I feel like you can't really hard run it in first because people are inevitably going to overtake you with the shroom cuts. You need to either try and get triple mushrooms in a high spot, or you need to do what I did and run up triple shrooms in a dodge. I feel like those are the two best ways to play this track. It's kind of a shame you can't just front run it and be fast at it and get rewarded. This track is just like it's like a bunch of intermissions with some rails and trick ramps. It's not that great, to be honest. And I think we finished off with a banger. Yeah, Koopa Troopa Beach. Finishing off with Baby Park's distant cousin. So yeah, there is absolutely no chance I run this. Running this can work, but it is a complete gamble. Running this is always a complete gamble. I think the only time where it's good to run Koopa Troopa Beach is if you get triple shrooms first set in a ridiculously good spot, and you can just keep on taking the shortcuts in first. Then you can gain a lot of time. And this triple shroom start, I had this in a very good spot, actually. I think here, I was planning to run this up. And then I'll just try and predict shock with the star. Until I got greened. I got random greened. I think the guy just backed it on the set, which is unfortunately probably wasn't even going for me. Yeah, so now I'm in a situation where I can't really run up a dodge, but I can stay back and just try and chain more dodges. Which is fine, because if you look at the pack, I'm in last, and the pack is really close. I can catch up so easily still. So I'm still in a very good spot. And I think other people clocked onto that, so other people started stopping as well, because they just noticed the pack's really close and they can afford to stop. The only time where you don't want to stop into the back is when, I don't know, last is like over here or something, just miles behind. But yeah, this pool was not good. This pool was really bad. 2 shrooms golden. We still have 2 laps to go, so I've got time to get a dodge, but yeah, this pool was not it. I think I just stopped it, yeah. You can't run with 2 shrooms golden. Way too risky on this track. Shock is always inevitable. And yeah, I got that bill. Shock hasn't come yet. If there's shock, it is last lap. It is 100% last lap. And I've got the bill for it, so I'm in a nice spot. Oh, I got forced in it early, though. Damn, the random greens haven't been kind to me. And then I think I do dodge. Yeah, I dodged. That was really, really good. And I get a single shroom, which is good. I get to take the cut here. But then I believe I get redded. Yeah, really unlucky. I don't think there's any way to dodge that. I think that's just a bit unfortunate. You could argue, oh, but Liam, the right play is to, you know, the right play is to hold the shroom for recovery. But I think the chances of there being a single red in 5th are pretty low. So honestly, I think chaining it, I think taking the cut there's fine as well. Especially because Dugo was behind me and like he could draft me and beat me. Even if he doesn't have a red, even if I play it safe with the mushroom. So yeah, I wanted to take the cut then, take the risk, but it didn't work out, unfortunately. So I got 10th. So my placement was now dependent on what my competitors got. And yeah, Dugo beat me by 1. Really unfortunate. He was the guy that redded me as well. Really unfortunately, he beat me by 1 point off that. But Soon lost to me by 1. So like it could have been worse. I could have very well gotten 3rd there. If I got 3rd, I would have been heartbroken. So I'll, you know, you take 2nd there any day of the week. Yeah, I wish, you know what? I wish I could comment more on this track, but I feel like, I mean, that track is almost Baby Park equivalent. There isn't really much of a strategy you can go for other than either just try and hard run and test your luck, or chain dodges and try and dodge shock, or try and, you know, be behind shock or try and get shock. It's a gambling track, unfortunately. I feel like we played a lot of gambling tracks in this Mogi. Like, you know, Koopa Troopa Beach, Peach Beach. It's all the beach tracks, man. And then DK Spaceport is kind of one as well. Yeah, I mean, it was a good Mogi, though. I did make a fair few mistakes. I mean, obviously, if I play especially if I play Dino Dino Jungle better, I flopped that race. If I play that race better, it's fine. If I have a better reaction time on Rainbow Road, I'm getting first as well. It was a good event, but I think, honestly, if I played perfectly, it could have been 110 or something. I mean, we play, we improve, we learn. There's a reason I VOD reviewed this, because there is plenty I can learn from that, trust me. And yeah, I think the only races where I can't really comment on that much is definitely Peach Beach. I feel like Peach Beach was just really unfortunate. You get races like these. I mean, how I like to see it in Mario Kart is you get races like these and you need to take advantage of the races that are not like these, the races that can go well for you. If you win on the races that go well for you, the races like these won't matter. Like, obviously that was unlucky, but then there's Dino Dino Jungle, which was fully in my control and I just completely flopped. Like, this race was just completely my fault. And I lost 14 points to my own incompetence. So, yeah, there are times in this game where, like, undoubtedly there are times in this game where you just get straight up unlucky, but consistency will still prevail. Yeah, I think that's all I've got to say. I think that's all I've got for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want me to do more stuff like this, let me know, because this is very good for my improvement, and if it's good for your improvement as well, then that's fantastic. But yeah, hopefully I will not flop on Dino Dino Jungle later. But yeah, hopefully I will not flop on Dino Dino Jungle anymore. And yeah, that'll be it from me. I'll see you in a bit, lads. Take care.